Redditorious presents People Who Understand Chinese Japanese. What's the dumbest thing you've seen tattooed on someone? Took Mandarin in high school. My teacher told us about a woman who had a tattoo of the word, probably thinking it meant free as in free-spirited, but it actually means free as in no cost. Saw almost the same thing happen once. Girl had what she thought was free spirit on her arm. Another girl who spoke Cantonese told her it actually said free spare ribs. Turns out she went to her local Chinese takeaway and asked them to write down free spirit and they'd misheard her. She was horrified when she found out what it actually meant. While stationed in Japan, a friend got a tattoo by some random guy outside of base. He wanted some Shinto quote for a prosperous life but instead got the kanji reading something like fat fish eat long. The Japanese workers just called him fat fish for the next 3 years. It caught on live fire. Even random people from other commands knew his nickname. I like the idea that this random guy just waits outside military bases to give Americans tattoos of random phrases telling them it's something cool. Guy had on his arm. Said it meant lover of Asian beauty when in fact it means foreign pervert. Hahaha. They stuck with the theme and everything. Love it. He got it from an actual Japanese tattoo artist in Japan where he was studying some martial art he fetishized as bad as the women he wanted a tattoo about. Loved to tell the story until he ran into me. Sad. I met a girl when I was backpacking in China who knowingly had the characters for prostitute tattooed on her hip. She thought it was funny, and the only people who saw it would be ones she chose to show it to. The Chinese guy who was drinking with us in the hostel was horrified and suggested that she get another tattoo underneath which said only joking, and a third one, or am I, and then a little one underneath that saying yeah, I am LOL, and then a winky face underneath that. And then but really though. Colleague of mine wanted his name, Nick, tattooed on his arm in Chinese characters. Spoiler, it don't work that way. To the credit of the artist, the stuff on his arm is pronounced Nigu. It translates to none. What's up my Nigu? I speak Mandarin, and it works both ways. Here's one in reverse. On the beach in Taiwan I saw a huge, and I mean huge, ripped Taiwanese guy walking on the beach in Hualien with his girlfriend. On his back in black Gothic letters, flanked by swords, was the phrase, "Slut dude." Told him it was an interesting choice and tattoo. Stored behind it, turned out he thought he was getting a tattoo that said swordsman. When he found out what it actually said, well, wouldn't want to be that artist. Yes, my math teacher in high school was confronted with a Japanese gang, all with matching leather jackets. The jackets had an English phrase, clearly meant as badass methodicas. It read, "Savage fellows." Savage fellows has an elegant ring to it. They wipe their shoes thoroughly before every home invasion. Not my story but a friend of mine. She could read kanji and was in class one day noticing this girl's tattoo for the first time. Confused, she inquired about it. "What does your tattoo say, high princess?" Turns out it actually said pig princess. I would be disturbed even if it said high princess. The amount of ego necessary to get that permanently stamped on your skin. A lot of women have written on them. For some reason they think having the word woman written in Japanese adds some sort of mystical feminine power to it when in reality people most often associate it with a bathroom door. Imagine seeing Japanese women walking around with woman tattooed on themselves. On top of that, the kanji is often written rather sloppily, like something a 5-year-old would write, rather than elegant script. Imagine an Asian woman going like, "Yes, I got the universal symbol of femininity and womanhood tattooed on me," and then it's the toilet door figure in a dress. The 4 elements tattoo with dirt, hot, blow, wet was pretty funny. I, 27F, don't understand Chinese Japanese, have the characters for strawberry on my shoulder. Was at a gym changing and gal one who could read the language says, "Oh, strawberry, I love your tattoo." I explained why I had gotten the tattoo. Long story involving strawberries, and gal 2 overheard our conversation. Gal 2 says I have a tattoo that means wisdom and shows us. Gal 1 says, that says turtle. Seen a few over the years, but one that I remember most was when I first started learning Mandarin. The guy had a tattoo on the back of his leg that proudly said which means beef. Oh, he was going for calf. That one might be an honest mistake. I don't know if this was stupid or brilliant, but someone had witches respectfully asking if they had soup dumplings. I thought it was really stupid until someone said that they must really like soup dumplings. The idea of ordering food in a foreign country by showing a tattoo like this is so chaotic. I love it. The second mistake I see apart from bad translation is that they use computer font for tattoos instead of calligraphic styles. Basically, it's the equivalent of getting an English tattoo in Times New Roman. Even if the character is correct, it looks like reading a bland text document. If you really insist on getting Japanese Chinese tattoos, make sure the artist is also familiar with the language and calligraphic styles along with getting the translation correct. Also, translations do not exactly work one-on-one. A phrase that sounds cool in English might sound extremely silly or childish if directly translated. Researching Japanese Chinese phrases is a better method and avoids the bad translation issue. Finally, it helps understanding some cultural context surrounding tattoos. In Japan, tattoos are almost entirely associated with the Yakuza. So don't be surprised if your tattoos aren't a hit with Japanese people even if you had everything correct. Get one that says this is not a Yakuza tattoo. Saw a pretty tatted up guy one day with some Chinese markings on his forearm. Asked him what they meant and he said just a bunch of random Chinese letters. To which I inquired, which ones, and he corrected me, saying no, it says just a bunch of random Chinese letters. Thought it was pretty slick. I applauded that guy. He probably makes a bunch of Chinese speakers laugh. Charcoal grill instead of 7 rings. Not a tattoo, but replay container stitched on a hat in Japanese. Not Chinese or Japanese, but a lot of people seem to like using Greek letters as substitutes for English. It then makes no sense. For example, irons, that would be pronounced white irons. I studied ancient Greek and this is a pet peeve of mine. I see it a lot, especially around college campuses with an active fraternity and sorority presence. When it's a sign advertising a party, no prob. But a tattoo? Yikes. The ancient Greek subreddit gets a bunch of people asking for translations for tattoos. Some people have some really cool ideas, but there have been a few that have been absolutely cringeworthy. Once when I was in university, working at a shop, a very fat lady came in with the kanji for large tattooed on her shoulder blade. I politely complimented her tattoo and asked what it meant. She said it meant sassy. Like and subscribe to Redditorious.